Created a web chatting application for the SEM2 project using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. It is a group chatting application where you can sign up through any of your email IDs, and once you are logged in, you can participate in the group chat. We use Firebase for the database and authentication. Firebase is a platform by Google where any developer can create a web or Android app. It provides a real-time database which is easy to understand and implement. Firebase also gives the facility of creating an authentication system for our application where you can authenticate any user using any medium like email or Facebook ID. As we are in the first year of engineering, we did not know much about creating dynamic web pages. We read about it on web from various websites and learned it as early as possible. I majorly was involved in designing of the web pages. Though I was familiar with the web page designing, I had to revise it once as I had lost touch.
We faced some problems while doing our project work. We faced difficulty in creating a structured database. We also had some server issues while creating the email password authentication. Creating the chat display box and updating chats was also very difficult. After a lot of research, we got to know about Vue.js, by which we created a dynamic list for displaying messages. Also, I was a complete beginner at the whole HTML, so I'd only done it till in class 10th. So, for doing my project work, I had to start looking at new tutorials and videos, and I taught myself how to do HTML. So, yes, that's it. Thank you so much.
This is the main index.html file. In line 6, as you can see, we have linked the login.css file, and after we have imported the Firebase library. Here, we are taking the email and password as input from the user. The next few lines show the creation of the login and the sign up button. Now, in the main.js file, after initializing Firebase, we have accessed the email and password accepted from the user in the HTML file in the respective login and create functions. A login function has been created in line 13, where we have created an auth object and logged in the user. Similarly, a create function has been created below it, which accepts the user details and creates their FireChat account. Here we have created the auth state change function, which executes the if part if the user is logged in, and otherwise the else part. This is the chat.html file. After declaring the head and the title, we have created a dynamic list using Vue.js in the body. This is the part where we can see the chat message is sent and received on the screen. Below, in the form tag, we have accepted the message to be sent by the user as input and created the send button and attached it to the output name function of the JS file. A logout button has also been created to sign out the user. Now in the chat.js file, there is a function named output name, where we are accepting the message from the user in variable x and storing it in the database with the user's email ID. Where dbob is the object that has been created to receive the data from the database. We extract the data and push it into an array called vj. Later, using Vue.js, we store the array into a Vue.js object and to display it into the web page. Finally, there is a logout function to log out the user. This is our login page. This is the main chat page. Here you can see all the messages that have been sent and received. Now we'll try and send a message. As you can see, the message sent by us has been displayed here with the username. Now we have been logged out.